What is up, goal getters? Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Thobile, where we have beyond the surface conversations for real and meaningful impact. So today we're talking about how to stop seeking external validation and how you can embrace your true and authentic self. Now, seeking external validation is kind of like going outside of yourself in order to recharge, whereas internally you've got all the tools and all the things that you need in order to recharge, but you prefer going outside of yourself in order to get that. That's what validation is. It's not sustainable. It's addictive. If anything, external validation is very addictive, but also it strips you of your true essence of self and your true sense of self, because you never get to really know and understand yourself, because everything that you're doing is predicated on what other people's response is going to be. So how then do you move in a way that is authentic to you, that is authentic to who you are, that is authentic to your path, that is authentic to how you know yourself to be? And one of my best and most impactful strategies, I would say, is journaling and writing down what and who you really are. You know, digging deep into the self is something that I will always advocate for. Journal, ask yourself, what are your deepest desires? Why do you seek validation? Why does it matter to you so much what other people think about you? Why does it matter so much what other people say about you? Why does it matter so much that you need to achieve certain accolades in order for you to feel validated, in order for you to feel enough? Because a lot of that comes from traumatic responses. You know, you've been exposed to a feeling of inadequacy before. You've been exposed to not feeling good enough before. And now there's a time in your life where you picked up the pattern that you don't feel good enough, and then you reflected and said, what can I do in order to feel good enough? And then you said, I can overachieve, and then I can look for the outside to validate what I'm doing. And then if they approve, then I continue doing that. But the thing about outside validation is that you have to constantly be doing something in order to feel good enough. You have to constantly be showing up a certain way in order to feel good enough. You have to constantly be buying the latest something, achieving the latest something, receiving the latest accolades in something in order for you to feel good enough. Whereas when you are self-assured, you do not need to listen to the outside voices, because they're very destructive into your journey and into you walking your true path and who you are. Once you look within to understand your triggers as far as validation is concerned, you are able to heal that, because you can never heal something that you do not understand. So look within to understand, why do you seek to be understood so much? Why do you seek to be cared for so much? Why do people's voices matter so much to you? Why does it matter that you achieve certain things and don't achieve certain things? A lot of it has to do with a feeling of inadequacy. What in the past has made you feel like you are not good enough? What in the past has made you feel like you have to overcompensate in order for you to feel loved, to feel like you are accepted, in order for you to feel part of the crowd, in order for you to feel like you belong in a specific setting? So really dig deep and reflect. Ask the true questions, ask the real questions so that you'll get the real answers. But without that level of reflection and trying to understand, you'll always be in a position where you go outside in order for you to feel like what you're doing is approved, in order for you to feel like what you're doing is enough. So dig deep into yourself and decide that, you know what, I'm going to do things that make me happy. I'm going to do things that serve my path and that make me feel really, really good to the core. And I'm going to be also I'm going to be the creator and also the reviewer of my progress. So do not look for outside, for validation from outside in order for you to review your progress. You look at your progress from your standpoint, because where you come from and where you are now Only you can understand how far you had to travel that journey in order to get there. Nobody else can quantify that. Nobody else can qualify whether you should or shouldn't feel successful, because only you know the journey. You know what it took for you to get where you are. So really look into, where you're from and where you are currently, and be the judge of that. Be the judge and the validator of that. Seek to be so self-assured and so self-sustaining that everything that you do is a result of your internal construct and your internal being. It feels good to me, so I'm going to do it. I don't care what everybody else thinks, but it feels so, so good to me to do it. And I'm going to pursue it. That is the kind of narrative that you need to lead your life with. In that way, you're going to walk your authentic and true journey. You are not going to look at the outside in order to reflect how you should be feeling internally. In the world of social media, we look at likes, we look at how much traction am I getting, and then we feel validated by that. But if you remove yourself from that, if you understand that the version of you that shows up on social media is not the very same version of you that goes to bed at night, you'll understand that you are two different people, and you'll be able to lead your life from your heart. You'll be able to lead your heart from within. And you're not going to look at the outside in order to validate how you should show up and who you are. Your social media presence and your social media life is your social media life. But at the end of the day, there's you. What makes you happy? It's very important to be able to separate the social media likes and the reality of who we are as people, and whether or not we like ourselves. You need to fall in love with who you are, and you can never do that as long as you keep betraying yourself for outside and external approval. You need to always and constantly show up for yourself, but you can never do that if you're still looking for the outside in order to gain validation for your own internal construct and what you should be doing with your life. From me to you, it's nothing but love. Walk your journey, walk your path. Choose you at all cost, at all times. At the end of the day, the only person that you have is you. Love yourself. Show up for yourself. Be authentic. Study yourself like you study a subject, I always say. It's always nothing but love. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. I hope this resonated with you. And if it did, please leave me a comment, leave me a like, and just interact with this video in any way that you can possible. I love you, and I'll see you on the next one. Mwah.